You do not struggle with manifestation. You struggle with where your attention goes when nothing is really happening. And this is actually where your life is being decided. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to our The Power of Awareness, Neville Goddard's book, reading and lecture with nervous system lens. As usual, if you want the entire chapter reading, here's the card on the screen. Here's gonna be chapter 12. This is our work for today, subjective control. Okay, so let's begin. Your imagination is able to do all that you ask in proportion to the degree of your attention. All progress, all fulfillment of desire depends upon the control and concentration of your attention. Alright, so this is not really about the desire here, about what you want. It's rather about what you can safely stay with, what you can naturally stay with. Because attention is never focus, really, not just focus. It's where your energy levels rest. What feels familiar? What feels normal for your system to return to? And what really becomes familiar enough for you to feel real, to feel natural. Okay? So, this is very important. Attention may be either attracted from without or directed from within. Attention is attracted from without when you consciously occupy with the internal impressions of the immediate present. And the very lines of this page are attracting your attention from without. And I like that he highlighted here. He actually splits attention into two separate worlds: inner attention and outer attention. Inner attention is something that you can return to without external validation, something you choose consciously or unconsciously to dwell in, what you sustain without real evidence. This is an inner attention. But outer is the one that what you see, what you can see, feel, taste, touch, whatever, what happens and what really triggers you. So to help you understand, I'll give you an example. You check your phone, right? And nothing happens. Either you're waiting for a message or you're waiting for anything, right? But nothing happens, and suddenly your state shifts. Your thoughts really also shift, and your body will react eventually by giving you tension or any feeling within you that's not comfortable. So it means that you are reacting to the outer world. Okay, so it dictates your state, and that's attention really being pulled from outside. So I like that he highlighted here for us to understand. Your attention is directed from within when you deliberately choose what you will be preoccupied with mentally. It is obvious that in the subjective world, your attention is not only attracted by, but is constantly directed to external impressions. And yeah, I like it what he mentioned also here. Your control in the subjective state is almost non-existent. For in this state, attention is usually the servant and not the master, or the passenger and not the navigator of your world. It's slightly harsh because he worded it in a harsh way, because he just wanted to highlight the real problem here, okay? Attention moves automatically, okay? So it's either, if it's dysfunctional system, moves automatically to doubt, to replay, to fear, to what ifs scenarios, and it feels as if it is happening to you. You can go backwards in time and remember yourself in certain situations when you react because of the outer world, how it expresses it. So you felt the world, it was happening to you, right? But it's just the untrained inner movement. Again, I'll give you another example. If you lie in bed and you allow yourself to bask in the wish fulfillment, in the wish being already fulfilled, and then suddenly some thoughts, residual thoughts or patterns reappear. Although you were successful for a moment to remain in the state that you envisioned, but if the thought is actually strong enough because it was anchored for so many years or months or whatever, or decades even, your mind will drift, your body will tighten and return to normal reactions, right? And you will be thinking about something else or even opposite of what you want. So that is subjective attention that's losing direction. Okay? You please be mindful where your attention goes. Okay? When you are able to control the movements of your attention in the subjective world, you can modify or alter your life as you please. But this control cannot be achieved if you allow your attention to be attracted constantly from without. And that is very important because that is what actually changes your life. It is not effort, it is not controlled repetition. It's rather controlled inner state and attention, which means you can deliberately return to it, you can remain in it, and you can reselect the state. This is what actually changes your life. It is not effort, it is not controlled repetition, you guys. And here is where your nervous system comes in. You do not stay in state just because you choose it mentally. You stay in state that feels safe, that feels familiar, that feels stable and natural in a sense. So when your attention drifts, it is not really random. It's simply returning to what feels known to you. Okay? So the key is here that the movement is not controlling you, the movement of your attention. It is just what you're simply agreed on and used to accepting. Okay? Because everything is repetition. And the moment you notice it, you're no longer inside of it. This is the beautiful part. The moment you notice, attention is drifted to something unwanted. And the very fact that you claim it unwanted, you're not a part of it. And this is no longer running your system because you are running it. All right? All right, so each day, set yourself the task of deliberately withdrawing your attention from the objective world and of focusing it subjectively. In other words, concentrate on those thoughts or moods which you deliberately determine, and then those things that now resist you will fade and drop away. I love it. And this is the practice here. It is not escaping reality. Please do not think he suggests us escape our reality. It is rather reducing dependence on it. Okay? So we're not escaping it. We will, instead of reacting, checking, adjusting, we will just select internally first what we want to feel. Okay? If it makes sense. So instead of, if you want to feel chosen or feel secure or feel prosperous, instead of saying, I feel so and so when I see the proof, you just reverse it to, I'll remain there first. Okay? I'll remain in that state first. Even when nothing confirms it, even nothing really changes yet. But the very idea that you consciously choose to stay there and allow yourself and your mind to drift and returning back and back again to the state, this what will make that state anchor. Okay? Because control is not really force, it's rather repetition of return of that. Okay? So, again and again, it's not perfect, it's just about consistency. You will notice with time where your attention goes. Every so often you practice that, you will be in tune with your mind and with your body, how it reacts. You will not follow your patterns automatically after some time. It is a promise. It is a promise. I've been there. Okay? I've had so many residual thoughts and patterns, and boy, lots of blocks, and bit by bit releasing that. And it's cleansing from the system away. So it's good when you choose to deliberately observe your attention. Again, not control, just gently bringing it back. Okay. So, the day you achieve control of the movements of your attention in the subjective world, you are master of your fate. I love it. I love how he named it, although it sounds a bit, for some, too dramatic, but it is just simple. You will stop letting the outside decide your state, and your state becomes the the reference point, something that runs your outer world. Okay? Having achieved control of the movements of your attention and having discovered the mystery hid from the ages that Christ in you is your imagination, you will assert the supremacy of imagination and put all things in subjection to it. I love how he phrased it beautifully. You do not really need to control every thought. Again, I will repeat, you do not need to force your focus. You only need to notice where your attention goes when left alone. Okay? Because that is the version of you that you're currently living from, that you embody. So the moment you can return to your chosen state, to your chosen thoughts, you begin to change it. You have a free will in that, okay? So for exercise tonight, I want you to sit with your desire, any desired state. Just try to feel it. I do not ask you to visualize, do not do that. I want you to just notice when your attention drifts and gently bring it once, twice, thrice, okay? That's enough. Do not fight it, do not control it, do not sweat over it. Just observe it. Because the moment you notice that it was drifted away, this is the shift in the making. So I hope you liked it, and I'll see you